Hello beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchi, and on this channel I talk about cake business. I do tutorials and other things as well, and you're welcome. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to decorate a baby shark cake. Now I have my fondant sugar crafted items already. I have a video on how to get this done, and here I included some new ones, and this also, like this one as well, and the orange one you can see right here. They are all new. And I also have my blue buttercream that I'm going to be using. Now I have my cake here as well, red velvet marbled cake, all nicely crumb coated, and I'll be going right ahead to start with the decoration. So on this day, something happened at work, and I debated within myself whether I should share or I should just go ahead to share this tutorial. But I feel that I should share so that I would let you know that sometimes it's not all rosy and glamorous like you see on social media. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my story as I go ahead with the decoration and with the video, so stick around. Now I got to work on this particular day, and I decided I was going to do a tutorial of this cake so that I could show you all. And I wanted to film the fondant toppers that I'd made and also show you the prints that I'll be using, which I would usually do at the beginning of my video, but I could not, to my utter surprise, find the edible prints that had been delivered for me to make this cake. I was surprised, I was shocked. I called my staff and we looked for these prints. They were delivered to my office, but I couldn't find them for some funny reason. And that just shook me. And that was when the trouble for the day started. Okay. And I was just not in a good mood. Of course, I had to immediately order for another one because, of course, I couldn't find them and I had just a few hours to deliver this cake. And thank God I even went early to the office that day. Another thing as well was that my buttercream was not top notch like I would have loved it to be, like I would have wanted it to be. So that kind of disturbed me as well. So my day just wasn't going well. My day just wasn't going as I expected at all, honestly, but I just kept going while I was wondering what was actually happening. So I just tried to keep my head up, keep a good spirit. Like I've always mentioned a few times, when these kind of things happen, I just try to know, okay, what can I do? What's the way forward? Of course, I would panic, I'll be sad. If it means to cry, I would cry. But then, what's the way forward? And the way forward was for me to just go right ahead to order another print and just see how to manage and work with what I had in terms of the buttercream and see how to just make it work. What's wrong with it, you might ask? It had air bubbles in it, so many air bubbles in it, and I wasn't just satisfied, but I made up my mind that I was going to work with it and do my best with that. So it wasn't the best of days for me to film this video, but I just went ahead to film the video. So this is me filling up the spots where the buttercream is not complete, where the buttercream is not full as I want it to be. So I'm filling up the spots and then going in with my bench scraper again to smoothen it and see how I can get a very good result. Now this buttercream is textured, but it's important for me to have a good foundation before I texture it, okay? So I'm going to just go right ahead to smoothing it, and it's coming out well. It's not like it was too much of a problem, but I just wasn't in that mood, okay? So this is me going in with my palette knife, going in up and down, up and down, up and down, just like in a wavy motion, in zigzag motion. So this is a palette knife. It comes in a set of 5. There are 5 different types of palette knife in the set. So this is how you texture the cake, and this is how I came about this design. It's my original design, one I created by myself. So I'm just going to go right ahead, texture all the way to the top of the cake. I was still wondering what happened to my prints, and then I think along the line I got a message from the people that print for me that they were finding it difficult getting someone to deliver. They had made another set, but they were finding it difficult to get someone to deliver, and I was conscious about the time for the delivery of this cake. So I really don't know what to do. Honestly, it wasn't a pleasant day. It wasn't a funny day at all for me. But I just went ahead. Now I'm done. I'm done decorating. No, not done decorating. I'm done texturing. And I'm just going to go right ahead to show you what it looks like from a close view. This is it from a close range. It's a very, very beautiful design and one that I really love. I think I'm in love with textured cakes. So I really love this one. Now the next thing for me to do would have been to go right ahead to place my prints, but because they're not available and they've not been delivered, I decided to measure out the spacing on the board. I like to do this so that I don't write off center. I don't have my inscription off center, so I tried writing, but I knew that was going to be a challenge, so I changed my mind and said, okay, let me go ahead with placing my toppers. But it was still going to be a challenge because I needed to put my baby shark images first, and then I'll know where to place what. So it was just me going back and forth, but I just persisted and I kept going, because if I sit brooding, if I sit just being sad, I'm not going to make a headway. So I just kept working while waiting for the next set of prints to be delivered, and whatever had happened. So I just left that, moved on, and went on with my decoration. So just as I'll always encourage, when you're faced with challenges in your business, probably with your baking, your cakes, or decoration, or with your staff, or whatever, if things happen like this, it's okay to feel sad. You're human, I understand, but then what's the way forward? How do you remedy the situation? How do you move ahead? What's the next step of action to take to keep you going forward? Think about it whenever you find yourself in a situation like this. So I decided to just keep moving, and the next thing I'm going to do is to write the name on this wooden signpost. I have a video on how to get this done. Please let me know if you'd be interested, if you'd like to see it, and I would have it ready for you. Okay, so I've brought my camera close so that you can see, and I'm just going to write the name of the child on it and leave it to dry before I use it. So I decided again to write the inscription while waiting for the prints to be delivered. Oops, that's my hair, sorry. So I went ahead with writing the inscription on the cake and just said when the prints arrive, I would just try and place them where they're supposed to be. At this point, the prints had arrived. I was about sending my staff to go pick it up when they told me not to bother, that they had found someone who was willing to deliver, and for that I was grateful. At least it was progress. So I rolled out my fondant, and as I was rolling, my table moved at this point and I dented my fondant, but I just couldn't be bothered. I didn't have the time and I wasn't in the mood. If not, I would have squashed it and rolled again, but I just went ahead to roll, prep it, and these are the prints, the new one that was delivered. So I'm just going to go right ahead to place them on my fondants. See how beautiful and sharp they are. So these two will be placed on the cake, and these would go onto the fondant before I place them on the cake. So I'm just applying some water to dampen the fondant, and then I'll go right ahead to place all the prints at once. I usually like to do it this way because it saves me time. Instead of rolling, cutting out one, rolling and cutting out one by one, I prefer to just roll a big piece of fondant and then place everything and then cut them out all at once to save me time. So I've placed the other stickers, and I'm going to place this ones right here, and also the name post, the name sign post, but I'm just checking to see if it will go well into the cake. When I put it, there was still some left out, so I had to take it out, cut off some of the skewer, and just place it right back into the cake. This particular design is detailed, very detailed, and I love it. Although sometimes I just feel this thing's not so much, but it's just so colorful, and I love colors. I love colorful cakes. That's me. I love bold, bright colors. When it comes to cakes, that's my style. So I could make it simple, but for this particular design, it is quite detailed with a lot of colors going on, and people seem to love it. This is not this is not the first time for me. I've made this design over and over again. I made it in pink not too long ago, and now this is me making it in blue again. I've always made it in blue, but I've made it just in pink once, and I just love the design. I hope you do. If you do, let me know in the comments if you do. And just when I thought I was done with the challenge that the day had to throw at me, the challenges that the day had to throw at me, I got a picture from my client saying they had received the cake, but it crashed. Literally, this cake crashed. And I had to go all the way to their house to fix it. My people, it was not a funny experience at all, but in all, I thank God that I was able to overcome it, and still make it happen. So I just thought to share my story. If there's any lesson to learn, if there's anything that you can gain from it, I believe that it will be of help to you. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to give this video a thumbs up, to drop me some kind comments. If you learned anything from this video, please let me know in the comments as well. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Please don't forget to like. Okay, until I see you in the next video, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed, but stick around just to see the cupcake decoration that I'll make for this cake.